Hare Krishna, my dear kids. How are you? Today I am going to tell you a new story, and that is about the Brooklyn Bridge. Once upon a time, in 1865, in America, there was an engineer and his name was John. Near New York, they had come up a new island. So Mr. John decided to make a very big bridge which would start up right from the New York City up to this new island near New York. So therefore he collected all the engineers throughout the world and called for a conference. He presented his idea of this huge bridge before all the engineers. Everyone heard the story and got astonished. They immediately began to exclaim, "No, such kind of bridge is next to impossible. We just can't make it. No, we can't move ahead with this project. We need to stop it immediately." Hearing this, John didn't become disheartened. He didn't give up. He kept thinking constantly various ways in which this beautiful bridge could be built. Again, after a few years, he called up various kinds of engineers. But still they exclaimed the same thing, "This idea of bridge cannot be made." Mr. John had a son called Washington. He too was an engineering student. By the time Washington was going to complete his engineering studies, John called him up and said him to please help him in the project. Hearing the plan of his father, Washington too exclaimed just like the other engineers, "Father, this plan is next to impossible. We can't make it." But John requested him and said him to help him out in this project. Hearing his father's request, both the father and son began to work out on this project. This huge bridge project was on its way, and suddenly an accident took place. In this accident, unfortunately, Mr. John died. He was suffering with a very severe brain injury, due to which he couldn't speak, he couldn't move his legs. He was completely paralyzed, and his father's dream to build this bridge just remained a dream forever. After staying in the hospital for many days, one fine morning, a cool breeze passed by through his window in the hospital. His curtains in the room were just flying off. He could feel the cool breeze on his face. He just opened his eyes and looked at the bright sunshine. Seeing that, he was very happy. He could hear the birds chirping again. He could see the children playing in the grounds. And hearing and seeing all these things, he began to think, might be God is trying to give me some kind of an indication. He immediately called his wife. He couldn't speak, he couldn't walk, but he could have said something to his wife through the actions. He called his wife nearby. Asking her hand with his finger, he began to write something. And the bridge project, which had come to a standstill because of this accident, had now begun its work again. He was overjoyed, and now he was getting all the things done through his wife. He would exclaim everything to her, and she, being his wife, would explain everything to the engineers. In this way, the work of the bridge started up again. They all were very overjoyed. After an hard work of 13 years, in the year 1883, this entire work of the bridge was accomplished. Their dream to build up such a long bridge was now successful, and this bridge was named as Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge was the dream of John. It included the hard work of all the engineers. Most importantly, it included the patience of Washington's wife. For 13 long years, with complete love and devotion, Washington's wife kept understanding what Washington was trying to say her and made his father's dream a true project which they could see before their eyes. And thus, the Brooklyn Bridge was made. Just as Washington kept understanding the indications given by Lord. Similarly, my dear friends, Lord too keeps us indicating at every step of our life. The only thing is we need to realize and understand His indications. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.